I would be very concerned if anybody had a perception that the marine industry was not seriously concerned with its environmental performance, because that is really not the case. And there are many examples that we can point to that demonstrate that. There's no comparison with the efficiency of shipping, which carries more than 90% of global trade, in comparison to other modes of transportation. We are far more efficient than trucking, than rail, and many, many more times efficient than air freight. Well, there has been recognition over a number of years that the continued use of heavy fuels by the marine industry needed to change. The current legal requirement for sulfur in marine fuel is 3.5%. By 2015, effectively, we're going to be down to 0.1% of sulfur in our marine fuels. And indeed, on a global basis, under the protocols that have now been agreed, the maximum sulfur content in fuel anywhere in the world will be 0.5%. So this is a huge decrease in the sulfur level within fuel. And obviously there's going to be huge benefits for the world overall. Despite the fact that the marine industry will continue to grow, our emissions will reduce considerably. The Energy Efficiency Operating Index is an attempt to formalize a lot of what you might call today standard practices. What will come out of the Energy Efficiency Operating Index is the most optimized manner of taking a ship from A to B. So issues of how much fuel we burn, what speed we make the voyage, at what draft and trim the ship shall be operating in different conditions. Weather routing will likely form a part of this, but also in terms of our environmental performance, just looking at the overall picture of how we optimize the ship that we have with the fuel that we burn for the most efficient performance. Traditionally, ships have exchanged ballast water in mid-ocean as a means of avoiding the importation of invasive species. But everybody recognizes that that's probably a temporary fix, and so the Ballast Water Convention that has been initiated by the International Maritime Organization will very shortly require all ships to have ballast water treatment systems physically fitted on board. As far as new ships are concerned, that will come into force in 2012, but by 2018, all ships will actually have to have ballast water treatment systems fitted. So you may also do a mid-ocean ballast water exchange. However, you will have to treat ballast water in addition to that.
It's obvious that being at Deltaport, we live in probably one of the most beautiful places in the world, and the environment is something that we take very seriously. Personally, I'm part of a DCLC third berth expansion committee that deals with concerns of the citizens that live locally around us, and we meet to work with them to make sure that things are being addressed.
We put a lot of focus on our relationship with the communities around us. We border 16 municipalities throughout the Lower Mainland and 14 First Nations. So we have a lot of focus on linking to the communities. We have community groups that we've established in many areas of the port's operation, and we're working to continue to establish more so that we have a direct relationship with the community. We can understand better the things that the community has a concern about, and we can also help the community understand better both what the port contributes in terms of trade and also in terms of our investment in the community, and help them understand what we're trying to do to reduce the negative effects that some of the port activity does have on the community around us. And that's a very important part of maintaining our ability to serve the needs of Canada as a whole, while trying to manage and reduce negative impacts in the communities that adjoin us.